Hey guys, Bob Brennaman here with you. I'm a realtor in Charleston, South Carolina, and today we're continuing on with a series we started some time ago, which is Real Estate Minutes with Bob. And basically what I do in this is kind of tackle questions that I get asked a lot or, people bring to my attention. And today we're going with one that comes up a lot, as one might imagine with us being on the coast. And the big concern is that people bring to me is they don't want to be in a flood zone, or they're worried about flooding, which again, if you're not from the coast, that's I think a perfectly normal, and it seems like a nationwide concern that's brought to me when I talk to people that aren't from here. First of all, I would say pointing out what the flood zones are. There's really four ones that we come in contact with, and they are AE, like Apple Eric, C is in cat, X is in X-ray, and V is in velocity. You don't want to be in a V flood zone. If there is a house that I'm showing you that's in a V flood zone, I'm going to warn you about it. Generally, those houses you're going to see flood insurance a couple $1,000s a year, so that's something you probably don't want to carry year in and year out. C and X does not require flood insurance, and that's always a plus. And then AE is probably the most common, at least in the areas that I work along the coast, in Mount Pleasant, Daniel Island, Sullivan's, Isle of Palms, and downtown Charleston. So I would say understanding that there's different flood zones, so not all of them are bad. Flooding doesn't really concern me. I mean, I've lived here on the coast for over 30 years, and the truth of the matter is, in order for you to get a flood, you would have to have a Category 5 hurricane to push floodwaters, to have a storm surge. And if we get a Category 5 hurricane that hits Charleston, your house is going to be ripped off its foundations before it's ever flooded. At least that's my observation. I mean, I live a block from a Deepwater Creek in Mount Pleasant, and it's just not a concern of mine. It's something that, it's part of living on the coast, but it's, again, these neighborhoods are kind of made to drain. They've been factoring in for probably since Hurricane Hugo hit here in '89, factoring in how to drain off waters, flood waters. All these neighborhoods, you'll see a lot of water retention ponds in some of the videos I do. Those are, made to pull water away from the houses and, to create a drainage pattern. The other thing I think is really important, when you're thinking about flood zones is that, when we have a hurricane come by here, the national news always post up in downtown Charleston, or they post up on, maybe a beachfront, but mainly they go to downtown Charleston, which honestly, if you are considering downtown Charleston, I would have some concerns about flooding in certain areas, not all of downtown Charleston. It's not New Orleans or anything like that, but I think there's definitely potential for flooding. And the media goes and posts up down there. And of course, there's going to be some high water in certain places in downtown Charleston when we have storms blow by. And I think that helps, tragedy sells, or, something like that is going to help people want to tune in, and they're going to maybe watch a little longer, help sell commercials, that type of thing. The other thing that I would throw in here is, before I wrap this up, is that in a lot of cases, not in a lot of cases, but up until, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, we didn't have too many mandatory evacuations in South Carolina. It was, the governor would suggest it, or if it was really bad, there'd be a mandatory. But what I've noticed, and I found out a couple of years ago, was that with the national government, in order for the federal government to come in and pay for the states to move people out of nursing homes and out of hospitals to get them off the coast, the governor has to declare a mandatory evacuation. So pretty much any storm that comes within, any distance of Charleston is going to prompt the governor to make sure he's getting, paid back by the federal government. It's going to prompt him to do a mandatory evacuation. So that's kind of my, couple of minutes on flooding and just the concerns that people have. Certainly this video does not encompass everything that there is about flooding, but I'm happy to talk to you and go over questions you have. Again, my name's Bob Brennaman with the Brennaman Group here in Charleston. If you like our videos, be sure to click in the right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, I'm happy to talk to you anytime you have questions, 843-345-6074. And you can always check out our website devoted to all of Charleston, which is BrennamanGroup.com. Till next time, y'all.